Weeks later, her backside began to grow larger, heavier, and out of control. At first, she smiled. It is still healing, but soon her clothes no longer fit. Walking became torture, sitting felt like carrying stones. A long time ago, in a small town in the east, there lived a girl named Adaeze. Adaeze was beautiful. Her skin glowed like fresh honey. Her waist was slim like the stem of a young palm tree. Her eyes sparkled like river water in sunlight, and her lips were full, soft and red like hibiscus petals. Men would stop mid-conversation whenever she walked past. "See as God used Sunday create this one," they would murmur. Women too would whisper, some with admiration, others with envy. But Adaeze carried a secret shame. For all her beauty, or her charm, or her elegance, she was flat behind. Her buttocks were as straight as a wall. At first, Adaeze ignored it. She told herself beauty was enough, but soon she could not deny the mockery. At the village square, when other girls tied wrappers, their curves swayed proudly like drums. Even the mothers, after many children, still carried brownness that made men whistle. But Adaeze, she had nothing. When she fetched water, the girls giggled. "See her wrapper hanging like old cotton." Boys laughed. "Even my younger sister get better yash than this one." Another shouted, "If she sits on a chair, na the chair wey go pity am." The words cut her like blades. One day in the market, women clapped and sang mockingly. "Adaeze, fine face, slim waist, but behind be like planko." That night, she cried until her pillow was wet. But after many nights of tears, Adaeze made a decision. "If God no give me backside, I go give myself one," she whispered. The next morning, she found old clothes, folded it carefully, and began to pad under her wrapper. For the first time, when she walked to fetch water, her wrapper curved differently. The girls who once mocked her froze, staring. "Ah, when this one get shape?" one murmured. Men too began to glance twice. Their eyes followed her with curiosity and new desire. Adaeze's confidence grew. Every day she perfected her pattern, making her steps more graceful, her walk more commanding. Soon, the same villagers who mocked her could no longer explain the sudden transformation. "Na juju," some whispered. Or, God finally remembered her, others argued. Whatever the case, Adaeze enjoyed the attention. For once, she felt like she belonged. But deep inside, she knew it was all a lie, a secret cloth behind her wrapper holding up the illusion. One day, a rich trader visited the village. He saw Adaeze. He loved her pretty face, her glowing skin, and her narrow waist. Without wasting time, he asked for her hand in marriage. The whole town celebrated. Drums thundered, flutes sang. Finally, Adaeze would be a bride. But on the wedding night, her joy collapsed. As her husband touched her, his hands froze at her back, his face twisted. "Where is it?" he asked. Adaeze swallowed hard. "This is how I am." The man stepped back in disgust. "A woman without backside is like soup without meat. I cannot eat this food." He stormed out and never returned. By dawn, the whole town knew. They whispered, "That is the girl whose husband ran away on the wedding night." Shame covered Adaeze like a heavy cloth. She could not stay. So before the cock crowed, she packed the bag and left for Lagos. Lagos! From the moment she stepped down from the bus, Adaeze felt the madness. Cars hung like angry bulls. Hawkers shouted. Crowds surged. Lagos was loud, fast, and unforgiving. She went to live with her aunt, a bitter woman with a sharp tongue. "This is Lagos," her aunt said. "Nobody will dash you food. You must find work." Adaeze searched. She begged. "I can cook. I can sweep. I can wash." But every shopkeeper asked the same thing. Do you have certificates? Can you read and write? She had none. Hunger chewed her belly. One evening, weak and hopeless, she sat by the roadside. That was when she met Ngozi. Ngozi was bold, fierce, and beautiful. She had curves like mountains, and her backside shook like battered drums when she walked. She stopped and stared at Adaeze. Why are you sitting there like a lost goat? Adaeze told her story, tears in her eyes. Ngozi laughed and opened her handbag, pulling out bread and meat pie. Eat. As Adaeze devoured it, Ngozi leaned close. I can help you. Do you want to make real money? Adeze's eyes widened. How? Ngozi smiled slyly. Night walk. And so Adeze's new life began. At night, she painted her lips, wore tight dresses, and followed Ngozi into the glowing Lagos streets. Men admired her beauty, but many turned away with mocking whispers. Fine face, slim waist, but no nyash. Body incomplete. She looks like pencil from behind. The words burned Adeze's soul. Then one night, a powerful chief pointed at her. I want that one. Ngozi gasped. Adaeze, your luck has come. The night ended with a bag of money thrown on the bed. But before Chief left, he said, next time I see you, make sure your backside is bigger or don't come near me again. Adaeze stared at the bag of money. Her hands trembled. Could she do it? Could she change her body forever? Ngozi leaned in. My sister, in Lagos, money can buy shape. Do the surgery, then you will truly shine. For nights, Adaeze could not sleep. At last, she decided. She visited a clinic. The doctor warned. There are risks, infections, complications, even death. But Adaeze waved her hand. Doctor, I don't care. I must look like other women. And so the surgery began. When she woke up, she was in pain. Her waist burned, her thighs screamed. But when she stood in front of the mirror, she gasped. Her backside was full, round, heavy, and perfect. She turned left, she turned right, and for the first time in her life, she whispered, now I am complete. Ngozi clapped. My sister, you don't arrive. The first night she returned to the streets, cars slowed, men stared, and money flowed like river water. Adaeze was no longer plank. She was Adaeze, queen of the nights. But her joy was short-lived. Weeks later, her backside began to grow larger, heavier, and out of control. At first, she smiled. It is still healing. But soon, her clothes no longer fit. Walking became torture. Sitting felt like carrying stones. At night, she tossed in pain, sweat soaking her sheets. Ngozi, something is wrong, she cried. Ngozi waved it off. It's normal. But it was not normal. Her backside grew monstrous. She could barely pass through doors. Strangers whispered, what kind of yash is this? One evening, Adaeze staggered to the hospital screaming in pain. Doctors examined her, their faces twisted. This surgery was done wrongly. Your body is rejecting the fact. If you don't act, you will die. As they unwrapped her bandages, a foul stench filled the room. Nurses covered their noses. Then wriggling maggots spilled out. The nurses screamed. Ngozi gasped, stepping back in horror. Adaeze screamed until her voice cracked. The doctor shouted, we must cut it off, or she will not survive. Adaeze wept. Cut off? After everything? But the pain was too much. Her body shook violently. At last, she screamed. Do it! Save me! When Adaeze woke, she felt lighter. Too light. Her backside was gone. Flat again forever. She burst into tears. All her suffering, all her shame, and in the end, nothing. The doctor sat beside her. My daughter, Why did you do this to yourself? Through sobs, she said, because men mocked me. Because I wanted love. The doctor shook his head. You changed your body for people who never truly cared. Beauty fades. Spirit lasts. Learn from this. He offered her a small job at the hospital, cleaning, assisting patients. One night, as Adaeze walked home from the hospital, she heard whispers behind her. She turned, but no one was there. Yet the whispers continued, mocking. Flats, flats, flats. She clutched her wrapper, her heart pounding. The voices of the past would never leave her. Dear listener, let Adaeze's story be a warning. Never change your body to please the world. The same people who mock you today will laugh tomorrow if your choices destroy you. Your worth is not in your curves, not in your chest, not in your looks, but in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Do not trade your life for validation, because at the end of the day, the people you're trying to impress may never care if you live or die. And that is the story of Adaeze and her cursed BBL. A tale of beauty, pride, and lessons learned too late. If you found the story valuable, don't forget to subscribe, like, share with your friends, comment, and turn on your notification to see more real stories and life lessons like this one. To my returning subscribers, thank you. And if you stay till the end, you're the real MVP. Stay safe, stay wise. Until next time, this is Timeless Tales by IBK, where stories live forever.